Today I want to show you how to take care of your hands. I'm Dr. Christensen. I'm a chiropractor. I work with my hands all day and I have to take care of my hands or they will fail me. When I was 18, I started a career in massage therapy and they taught me some key things to help me take care of my hands so I never develop carpal tunnel or any other type of dysfunction in my hands. And I'm going to show you today a few of those things. A universal principle for stretching or mobilizing or loosening, softening of tissues is we have to bring energy and blood flow to that area. So stagnation is the enemy and fluidity, mobility is our friend. So with our hands, the first and easiest thing we can do is simply move them. Open and close the hands. Movement is infinite. There are an infinite number of ways we can move, but there are some principles and some key elements and things that we can do to mobilize our hands optimally. The first thing we should do is move our hands any which way. I'm going to go through and there's no right or wrong. There's no start here and end here. You can do whatever you want, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move our hands, opening and closing our hands, closing just the fingers to the pad of the hand, closing the entire hand, making a fist. And we don't want to start super firm and tough. We want to be loose and relaxed, just moving around, wiggling our fingers, clawing our fingers, rolling the wrists in and out, doing figure eights or just rolling them clockwise and then counterclockwise. Breathing deep breaths while you're doing this is super helpful to get the tissues oxygenated. Now, rubbing the hands together. And one thing that I've always found really interesting is clapping. Why do we clap? When we clap, we're showing appreciation, applause, showing that we're excited about something. It raises our awareness level and it raises our excitement. So we can excite our hands and our body and our mind through clapping our hands. So start small, soft, don't hurt yourself, and gradually increase and slap at different angles. Slap at different angles and or in different places. You can slap your palm with your fingers. You can slap your palms together. You can cup, slap both ways. You can slap the back of your hand. And so I have a tool here that I've developed, which is basically taking a sand-filled canvas material, strapping it down to a chair or a stool. There's things you can buy online like this, really basic, but basically just dropping the hand down, front of the hand, back of the hand, and then playing with straight down here, chopping, hitting more here, or hitting directly straight down, slapping more with the fingers. And I'm starting light, and at first it might sting a little bit, it might feel a little tender, a little painful. But as you keep going, you can speed it up and play with all different angles. There's no right or wrong here. There's feeling and understanding what works best for you. Get our fingertips involved too. Tap your fingertips. So what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing here is an increased resistance to pressure or tension or pain. So also feeling an added blood flow. Now, if you go too hard, too fast, you will damage your tissues. So you want to be extra careful. And at any time, if you feel like something was just a little too hard, you hit, it kind of hurt too much, give it a little attention. Rub it, move it around differently, and then try again. If you see any black or blue marks, you've popped a blood vessel and you're going too much. So you want to be light and gentle with yourself and build up. I'm not a fan of breaking bricks and developing big giant calluses on my knuckles. I like my hands. I like them to be somewhat aesthetically pleasing. I don't like abusing them. So be kind to your body. Be gentle with yourself. You can clap. We can also rub the hands together back and forth. Again, starting small and loose and relaxed and working up a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. And if you want to get the whole body involved, you can move your shoulders and your hips with it. Then we can grab and give a good little squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So a little at a time, working out on the fingers, twisting the fingers one way or the other, mobilizing the hands, lubricating the joints, getting blood flow to those tissues, and thus optimizing our performance in our hands. So the next thing is taking one finger at a time. Now I'm going kind of quickly here. We can take it slower, one finger at a time, pulling it back and pulling it at an angle, both ways. The thumb is a little more dynamic. You can pull that at different angles. You can pull back on the first knuckle, or you can get up higher and pull back on the tip of the finger. Play with it. Be gentle with yourself. Don't overdo it, but feel the difference. Then stretching our wrists back. Lots of different ways to stretch our wrists, but the main things are going straight down, getting this portion of your wrist here, and then the opposite way coming up underneath, getting from here to here, and then folding it forward from the first knuckle, pulling that direction, getting that pull here. If your elbow's bent, it's going to be a little different than if your elbow's straight. Then we got this portion of the wrist here, so pulling from the pinky ring finger side and rotating there. Same thing with a straight arm or a bent arm. You're going to get a little bit of a different pull there. Then we can go onto a table, a chair, or the floor and fold our hands backwards and put a little pressure down on those wrists, and then slowly peel back up onto the fingers, back down. Playing with the different angles, rotating your body. You can put your wrists facing each other. Same thing, we can go one side or the other. We can go forward and backwards. We can do circles and feel where your tension is the most and give love to that area. We could do a fluid motion where we're allowing the wrists to bend with the fingers. And then we can shake it out. As you shake, if anything feels pinchy or sharp or painful, give that area some attention. You can do what I call pin and stretch, where you grab hold of the area that's tender. So for me right here, as I shake my hand, I feel a little bit of tension right there because I'm pushing on people all day long, and that's where I'm vulnerable. So I'm going to grab right there, and then I'm going to close my fist and move it around, or open it and move it around. Yeah, grab my thumb and move it. Kind of experiment with different motions as you hold pressure on that area and feel what gives you the most amount of relief. So there we go. Moving that around just a little bit at a time, allowing it to glide through. See that we're gliding down. There we go. Give it a little motion. We do a little circular motion. We can go just straight back and forth, side to side. We are dynamic beings. We have so many options and so many different movements we can do that I don't want to tell you everything to do. I'd rather show you principles and allow you to experiment with yourself and find the best result for you. The bottom line is, be good to yourself. Don't overdo things. Don't go too hard, too fast. Be patient, and you'll find much more joy in working with your body. Okay, last thing, get a rubber band. Do I have a rubber band? So you can use any rubber band, any old rubber band. I'm using a band designed to put around your legs or your arms, one of these tubular bands. You can use a traditional rubber band and put it around your fingertips. So I'm going to use this, putting this around my fingertips, and then I'm going to open. So straight on, open. Oh, now that is difficult with this resistance, and it should be. And you want to be able to do that, 10 to 20 times, and you should start to feel a burn through your wrist, through here. We hardly ever extend with any type of resistance. We do a lot of gripping, a lot of grabbing, a lot of curling, flexing of our fingers, but we very rarely do any type of extension for any length of time. And so we balance out the muscles in our wrist through doing this simple exercise. I'm going to show you one more thing. So we've got the clapping of the hands. To know whether or not your hands are in the optimal place, whether or not your hands are efficiently warmed up, if you can shake your hands as hard as you desire and you have no pain, you're probably pretty good. If you can clap your hands as hard as you desire and it no longer hurts, you're probably pretty good. For me, I'm not there yet, so I'm going to continue working. Now, there is a law called Wolff's Law, and it states that wherever increased pressure is, you will have increased bone density. So the law of exercising, as we exercise, especially with resistance or weight-bearing exercises, we increase our bone density. That is a fact. So that's it. I hope that helps you in your endeavors, whatever it is you do with your hands, so that your hands can become stronger and more resilient.